Good morning and welcome back to 10 Minutes of Astrology, where I quickly tell you about everything astrological right before I go to work. If you want me to do this full time for the rest of my life and not actually leave to a whole other job that has nothing to do with this, then you should press more buttons, buy stuff on my eBay shop, etc., etc. We are going to be talking about Mars in Aries, its home placement in 2032. That's right. We're already almost halfway through this series. Mars is the home ruler, or rather, Aries is the home ruler of Mars. So this is aligning. Now we have a conjunction to Neptune in Aries, a sextile to Pluto in Aquarius, an inconjunct to the North Node, and a semi-sextile to the South Node in Taurus. That's all at 13 degrees. And this alignment, again, Virgos, you've got God's finger pointing right at you. I'm going to remind Scorpios a little bit later that you do have not only this Neptune, Mars, and Aries, but you've also got this stuff in Gemini that is pointing at you as well. So keep that in mind. I like this alignment. I like the conjunction to Neptune because you are acting for your spirit, you're acting for the moral high ground, you're doing it for yourself. You are focused, you're goal oriented, you're moving forward, and even though you don't always understand the methods to your madness, you know that you should trust yourself, your instincts, your judgments. This is very raw, intentional, instinctual placement. The sextile to Pluto in Aquarius, well, we've been changing the whole world. So this again is positive. I'm not going to go too deep about the nodes because I haven't made any kind of series on them. If you'd like for me to make a series about the nodes, tell me in the comments. Now, approximately February 28th, 2032, we have a sextile to Saturn in Gemini at 16 degrees. So remember, if you have anything at 16 degrees in Scorpio, God's finger is going to be pointed at you, and it can either bless you if you allow the blessings to come in, or it can be one of God's spankings, which is highly likely, seeing as you also have a large yod to Neptune, only off by a couple of degrees. So anywhere between 13 and 16 degrees here, maybe even 12 to 17. Look out, because you may have more things looking at you than you realize. Even though you try to be under the radar, you may be more noticed than you think you are. Now, this sextile is a positive alignment. Saturn in Gemini doesn't always know the right moral thing to do. Mars in Aries is exactly where it needs to be for productivity and activity and forward movement. So these do align. Now, whether you are working morally or not, because, like, personally, I hate working a job. Like, I worked at a bank for a little while, and one of the major reasons why I quit is because the manager was trying to convince me to lie to people. I'm not okay with that. That's not moral. I would never be in the military because I don't believe that war morally aligns with my values. Like, there are things that I don't do because they don't align with my morals and my values. And even though Saturn in Gemini isn't always morals and values, it's just kind of, it goes in and out of the darkness and the light very easily, which I don't personally appreciate in anyone. You need to be a good person so that we can have a good world, so that we can progress as a whole. And if you're not trying to align with that, I don't know what it is you're doing, but I'm not going to do it with you. Personal opinion. The sextile to Mars, this is good for your actions. If you're one of those that can bounce in and out of the darkness and the light, then this works for you. It's people like me that will struggle with this because I don't always realize how necessary the dark is in order to get better light. So, something to keep in mind. We also have a semi-sextile to Chiron and Taurus at approximately 17 degrees. This is where Chiron is teaching Mars that ultimately your home environment, your nearby area, your financial health, your mental, like all of these different segments and factors of health matter, and that's what you need to be acting towards. That it's for your comfort, it's for your leisure, it is ultimately for things that make you happy and your life worthwhile, and for you to have that home, those pets and animals and these things, that it's very homesteady like vibes. Like this is what you need to be working towards, as self-sufficiency, but also for your comfort and the fact that if you want to eat, yeah, you have to work towards it, but don't don't forget about your healing and your health, while you also try to help heal other people in their homes and maybe teach them about homesteading. This is that vibe. We have then a sextile to Uranus in Gemini at 23 degrees. So, random crazy chaos, this aligns. So, whatever is like really creative, you didn't think about that before, your use of technology, just all of this is very active, it's very positive. Then we have a square to Jupiter in Capricorn. That is a really difficult large scale, because if you want to look at my notes in the comments, my housekeeping notes in the comments, I do have a link to my astrology predictions playlist, and that includes a video about Jupiter in Capricorn. So we are square that now during this time at 25 degrees, which is a really hard aspect, because your actions and the bigness of kind of finances and your social scale, something is not adding up, because you want to act and you want to not necessarily be aggressive, but in this moment you might be a little more aggressive, because there might be like a big expense that comes up. It's something large with your social status, or just your status. The cancel culture may still be a thing that's going on. Whatever is happening, this blows up in a really big way, that your damage control could be self-sabotage. So just a reminder, keep your head, keep level, keep focused. I don't want you to rock the boat at this time, because it could get away from you, and then you're the one that let the boat sink because you were determined you were going to rock it just for the sake of rocking it. No, no, no. We're not going to do that. I desperately have to go to work now. Peace out, fam. Much love. Remember to press the buttons.